Ho, 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 everybody. My name is Anthony with Traveling Boards. I'm here today to talk to you about a very special event and a very special game. In case you didn't know, we're going to be live playing some holiday themed board games this Friday, December 20th at 6:30 at Cedar Beans Coffee Joint. We hope you will all join us there for some holiday themed games. Today, I'm going to focus on one of those cool games that we're going to be highlighting at the event called Santa's Workshop. Now, this game is all about Christmas. You are playing as a group of elves trying to be the best team, essentially, and creating completing all the duties leading up to Christmas Eve. So, as you can see here, you're going to get a team of these three little elves, and basically, what you're going to be doing is putting these elves on different parts of the board. We refer to this as a worker placement game in which you have these, in this case, three little workers, and you're going to be placing them on the main board to do different things. And we're going to go into a little bit about what those things are. But remember, we're always going to be with you during the play for any kind of rules clarifications or strategy or tips or anything like that. So don't be overwhelmed. This is the really main board of Santa's Workshop. As you can see, there's lots of different stuff going on, and it can be a bit overwhelming at times. But like I said, I am going to walk you through each of the locations here and kind of what it is that they do. The main focus of the game here is you're going to be building toys for Santa Claus. Now, the way that we do that is by gathering some different materials. As you can see here, these are the example of 6 toys that are currently, on the wish list for kids in this game. So one of the things you can do is put one of your elves to this mailroom area to get some of these toys to work on. You can see a couple things on the cards here, the name of the toy, doll carriage, dollhouse, soccer ball, etc. And then also underneath it has these icons that are essentially how you build these toys. So you'll see some of these blue squares. Those are basically production plans, like blueprints. In addition to that, you'll see 3 different types of material that you'll be using to build these toys. There's wood, there's metal, and there's fabric, represented by those different colors, purple, brown, and sort of silver. Also, you'll notice on these cards is a point value. That's how many points you're going to get at the end of the game for how much these toys are worth. As you can see, the ones that are worth more points are going to take a little more production. The ones that are worth less points, you might be able to build easier. Now, to start the game, you're going to get 2 of these toys for your sort of personal supply to work on, and you can always grab more here in the mailroom. However, you can only be working on 5 toys at one time. So, where are we going to get all the stuff to build these toys? Well, here are some of the main spaces on the board where you will be placing your little elves to collect these types of materials. So starting here at the bottom with these blueprints, as you can see, it's the same icon, that little teddy bear thing matching that we saw on the toy cards. Off to the side, you're going to see the fabric shop, the wood shop, and finally the metal shop. Now, each of these shops has a different space to put your elves. You can see they go from left to right. It says first, second, third, and fourth. So if you are the first elf, first player to visit one of these shops, you're going to put your elf on the far left first space. And as you can see on all of these first spaces, you'll be getting 2 of that thing that you went there for. So 2 fabric, 2 wood, etc. If you are the second elf to go to that spot, you're going to get more of that material. You're going to get 3, and the third person's going to get 4, etc. However, even though you're getting more stuff at those spaces, because other elves have been placed there before, you're actually going to be giving them some points as well. So this kind of like give and take balance sort of thing. Now that might be you too, right? You may have gone to that shop once before on your turn, and you're going to be giving yourself points. So there's all kinds of, weighing your options and things like that. But essentially, this is the beef of the game where you're going to be collecting these parts to build those toys. Now, there are some other things that go on in this game. One thing I do want to point out is that on your player board, you have this, besides your 3 little elves, you have a personal little Christmas tree there. Now, the image on the right is the main tree, the shared tree on the board, because one of the things you can do on your turn with your little elf person is place them on this Christmas tree. If you do, you're going to randomly take one of the ornaments, doesn't matter what color it is, you're going to flip it over and there's some kind of a bonus on the back. Then you're going to take that ornament and add it to your personal tree on your little board and get also that bonus. So I can see this is a good way to, sort of get some extra resources when maybe a bunch of those spaces were already taken up, or you don't really feel like giving some other people points by going there. So Christmas trees, Christmas decorations, another way to place your elves out and get more points. Important to note here on top as well is basically the timer track of the game. It's played over 6 days, like I said, leading up to Christmas Eve. After the first 3 days, we're going to do a point kind of mid game scoring, where everyone's going to count up all the points from the toys that they finished so far, plus any of the ornaments they put on their tree. The person who has the most of those things combined is going to get 8 points. Second place will get 4, etc., etc. And then we do that again the next time when the game is coming to an end. So we've built some toys. We visit the shops to get the stuff. We even decorated the tree a little bit. But that's not all that elves are responsible for, because none of this stuff can happen unless Santa can get these toys to all the boys and girls around the world. And he can't do that without his trusty reindeer. So another part of the board here is going to the reindeer stable. Now, as you can see, there are also spots for different elves that are going to go to this spot. If you are the first person to go there, you're going to get 2 of any of those materials that you want. Second person, third person, etc. But in addition to going there to get that stuff, you're going to be collecting these reindeer. Now, that's important because it's another way to score some pretty big points at the end of the game. If you take a look at the bottom here, you can see there's sort of a sliding scale of how many points you're going to get per unique reindeer that you've managed to collect. So if you get all 9, 1 of each, you're going to rack up some pretty major points there. But if you only have 2 or 3, you're going to get points for that too. And if you happen to get, say, a duplicate of one of the reindeer, you got 2 dashers, no big deal. You get some extra points for that too. And that is the gist of the game, Santa's Workshop. Now, once again, I know there's a lot of information that I threw at you, but bear in mind, we are always going to be there facilitating these games with you, helping you out with rules explanations or any kind of questions that you may have. This is actually a game that is very special for a couple of reasons. One, well, it's about Christmas, which I love. So any game about Christmas, I'm going to be intrigued right away. Second, this is really a limited edition sort of game. They only made a set amount of copies, and they're not really printing this game anymore, as far as I know. So, coming down and playing this with us might be your only chance to really get your hands on this experience as a game. Secondly, there's actually a flip side to the board where it's called the advanced mode, where there's a few more things that you can do. You have to manage more of your elves because they're also mining for coal and things like that. Again, it's something that I would not throw at first-time players, but just so you know, there is value to the game because really are 2 different ways to play. I hope you enjoy this very well, try to make a brief rules explanation of Santa's Workshop. But really do hope that some of you will come down and see us at Cedar Beans this Friday, 6:30. If you do plan on coming, please, 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 you do have to register ahead of time so we know how many people we're going to have and we can have some of these games already set up and ready to go. All right, folks, that's it for this one. I'll see you next time. Again, my name is Anthony, and this is Traveling Boards. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays.